Hello everyone, all hoping a very much quite have a wonderful day and also quite have a great blessed morning indeed, guys. Sorry guys, but this time I'm gonna have to be very quietly, fastly, forwardly before the recording actually cuts me off to the finish line. So I'm gonna have to be very quietly quick. Despite that, guys, I'm so superly grateful for all of your guys' support, and for those of you who are also quietly subscribing in YouTube, please tell your friends and family, anyone else who's also quietly interested in, or anyone else who's also quietly interested or anyone else who's also quietly, anyone else who's also quietly interested in watching in watching the things about superheroes, monsters, supervillains, ancient creatures, and battles and all of that. Please exactly try to exactly tell them that to find Below Yours channel on both in YouTube and also in TikTok as well. For both of you guys in TikTok and also in Shorts, I'm very quietly grateful for you guys. Please continue to stay with me and stick with me on my journey. It means completely a lot to me as well. I love you all and I'm so superly grateful for you guys. Please stay with me on my journey. It means a lot to me and continue to do so. Today is such a wonderful, beautiful day. The sun's quietly up, but it's still quietly cold. I just closed the window quietly next to me just in order to make sure the cold air doesn't exactly get in, because while I'm actually shooting I couldn't exactly find the jersey or any other great jersey that was actually trying to any other difficult jersey in order for me to actually find to wear on top of me, but time is quietly running quickly, so I had to make a fast paced. Regardless of that, guys, I'm so super grateful for your guys' support. Stay with me and continue to do so. Love you and heavily appreciate you. Have a great, blessed weekend. Have a great, blessed week and a great, blessed day. Stay safe and stay positive. Keep pushing yourselves and you can do better. With that being said, let's continue. Today's episode we're to speak about Over Sister, who is a superhero and a member of the World Heroes, to which I exactly spoke about her story on the other previous episode, which you'll be able to find it in both in TikTok and in YouTube and in Shorts as well. Regardless of that, Over Sister has quietly grown more quietly fond of the members of the World Heroes and more quietly fond of the members of the Universal Heroes, as she quietly manages to gain acceptance of who she truly is, and she was also able to gain acceptance of who she truly was, and in understanding her capabilities and her powers as well, and in truly understanding her true origins and trying to uncover many secrets about her past as well. She's a very powerful light sister witch, very one of the most rarest and purest one of the most rarest and purest of her kind, and very dedicated in preserving her kind's people's history and the rest of the working trying to changing the destructive ways and also the evil ways in the process as well. Despite this, Over Sister is very highly committed and a highly keen observer in protecting the members of the World Heroes and the members of the Universal Heroes and the allies of the Universal Heroes as well. She's very quietly felt highly inspired by the members of the World Heroes, and she decided to stay with them. She actually decided to stay with them on their journey and on their mission in trying to create a perfect world of peace and cooperation and both of balance and harmony towards humanity and towards supernaturals, superhumans, and also aliens and also sacred creatures that reside within the human world, to which the sacred world does exactly reside within the human world, and from the other side of the solar system known as a sacred universe, which is quietly far away, as in literally far away. Despite that, of her sisters willing to make a difference to her people and to the rest of her sisters within the coven, and she's willing to fight up against the forces of evil and by taking them down by any means necessary. She's a very loyal member and part of the family of the World Heroes and part of the family of the Universal Heroes, trained and guided by Cassandra Light, who is the Light Sister who defected from the Dark Sisters, who was also quietly a former Dark Sister witch as well, and training her by her guidance as the greatest protege and as the greatest apprentice as well in the process, learning her to use her abilities in a positive way than rather in a negative way as well, to which literally of her sister has learned the difference of positive magic and of negative magic, and of the power of the dark arts and of the power of great light magic as well in the process as well, due to her commitment and being trained by Cassandra Light under her guidance and under her mentorship and under her leadership as well. So let's get started. Over the following years, our sister quietly remained within planet Earth, helping the world heroes fight many sinister threats, powerful, dangerous operatives and criminals and agents of many, many powerful, secret, ancient, shadowy criminal elite organizations such as the Order of the Five, the Founders, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Seven, the Order of the Six, and also as well as the Galactic, the Sacred Five, the Sacred Five, and also the Sacred Circle, the Unholy Alliance, the Dark Druids and the Dark Witches and the Dark Faithful. She's been exactly helping the world heroes fight up against some mysterious forces of evil that are trying to take over and controlling humanity. In doing so, the world heroes have been trying to make a positive impact, and over the following years, our sister has been making a positive impact with her powers and with her capabilities as well, and fighting mysterious forces of evil and the monsters that come from within and reside from within the entire sacred magic universe, and evil, sinister forces that are willing to tear down the sacred peace and the sacred harmony of the entire sacred universe itself as well, to which she's been heavily committed to the task in protecting and serving the entire sacred universe and the rest of its true goals and the rest of its true missions, by alongside with the world heroes with a true obligation and a true devotion, by shining a light of great difference, of great positive impact and difference and inspiration to sacred society and to human society as well, making sure that both races and both species can learn to find a way to coexist together without a power of driven hatred or darkness that is literally trying to divide them all together as one, to which our sister is willing to do that by any means necessary as well. And she's been training harder and harder for the past few years and for the past few months, getting her powers and her magical abilities highly evolving and highly upgraded for the past few centuries and for the past few years and for the past few days as well, since she's quietly been training her taking course very seriously in order to helping her fellow teammates members to fighting the destructive forces of evil as well over the following years to come. On the 13th of April, our sister quietly still remained in the magical college, to where only wizards and fairies and witches are allowed to train together, to which the magical college itself quietly resided within the sacred magic universe, to where she learned of a powerful technique of combining dark magic and synchronizing dark magic and with dark magical steel chains in order to create a powerful synchronizing bonding that can literally merge creature to creature and one creature to another, to which she discovered that she can also access that ability, but that ability will always come at a heavy price and at a heavy cost in losing the power of her great light magic, in transforming her magic into dark powered magic, to which our sister decided it's best to find a loophole, to which magic always has a loophole and many loopholes as well, to which she decided to exactly expanding her search to finding many ways to access its loopholes and its mysteries before she can access the ability and the technique herself as well. On the 20th of May, our sister quietly returned to the World Heroes headquarters within the city's buildings and told the members of the World Heroes that she's quietly here in order to help them and assist them. The members of the World Heroes quietly welcomed her back and exactly told her that they do have an urgent mission that they have to go to the other sister worlds and planets of the alien civilization, and helping them driving back the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders by force, even if it means by fighting them by any means necessary. And our sister exactly told the members of the World Heroes she's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure to protecting the ones that can't protect themselves as well in the process. On the actual 18th of June, the members of the World Heroes and our sister arrived on the alien sister worlds and planets, which were quietly in the driven sector of the unknown sectors of space, to where there are many destroyed planets, worlds, sister worlds that are orange, red, green, purple, and many mysterious worlds and planets that are quietly far from the fringes and between the over universe and between the light universe itself as well, which leaves a huge amount of gap of space between worlds and dimensions and many mysterious universes as well in the process itself as well. Due to that rate, Over Sister and the rest of the other members of the World Heroes fought up against the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders' destructive machines and the destructive technology manages to drive them back and reassure the inhabitants that they're willing to protecting the planets and the other sister worlds, to which inhabitants were quietly surprised that they are powerful superheroes who quietly are actually doing the job due to the rumors and the whispers they've been hearing about throughout the entire sacred universe and throughout the entire golden universe as well, to which they believe that these heroes were the answer to their problems and were the answers and the key peacemakers to the problems that they're quietly facing. Over Sister reassured the inhabitants that she's willing to do whatever it takes to making sure that their worlds and their planets are heavily protected by the mysterious forces of evil as well. On the actual 25 of July, Over Sister exactly still continued her studies in the archives of the Universal Heroes base of Universal Heroes base of operation, to which was a mountain, to which was actually of a mountain that's quietly within the abandoned destroyed areas of many cities that are quietly abandoned, far from the great wars, far from the great wars itself, far from the great civil wars that humanity has been raining down, to which he took it upon the liberty to study about the ancient king of darkness, known as the ancient dark deity king of darkness, or known as the known king of darkness, as the false king of darkness, or as the dark known powerful dark king of darkness himself as well, to which is known by many names and by many powerful names, to which Over Sister discovered the king of darkness founded the ancient secret that it was trying to literally hook into and tap into, to which he was able to exactly break into himself, to which was able to learn himself about that. And Over Sister discovered that technique and that powerful secretive technique was, after all, the gateway and the key for him to becoming powerful and extremely immortal as well. On the 19th of August, Over Sister and the members of the World Heroes continued their liberation fronts on many sister worlds and planets as they fought up against the Shadow Empire warlords and all of the other destructive machines, and they managed to take them down by feral soup as Over Sister continued to inspiring many inhabitants and many other sister worlds and planets to making a positive difference, to making a greater positive difference to many unknown worlds and to many sister worlds as well in the process, to which the other aliens and the other civilizations began exactly being inspired by the World Heroes and by their commitment to their missions and to the goal, to the positive goal in trying to change the sacred world system and its true destructive path as well in the process. On the 18th of September, the members of the World Heroes and Over Sister met up with the members of the Universal Heroes in the central headquarters of the asteroid base, to where the members of the Universal Heroes told the members of the World Heroes that they were completely proud of their devotion and greatly impressed with their work, since many sister known worlds and planets that are quite far beyond the entire capabilities of saving, are quietly far beyond the entire capabilities of saving, which only leaves their resources quietly stranded due to the Phoenician Hunters intergalactic coalition is trying to save the worlds that are literally still under the control of the Shadow Empire and under the still control of the Red Empire and under the still control over the Dark Empire itself, to which the members of the World Heroes explained to the members of the Universal Heroes their job is to still continuing to fight against the force of evil, no matter how difficult it might be, no matter how hard it might be, to which Over Sister began showing many worlds and planets and star system worlds that are still under the influence of the most powerful, deadly, secretive, ancient, criminal elite organization, to where the other members of the Universal Heroes agreed with Over Sister that they must exactly change the outcome of the battle, and they must turn the tables around from the most powerful forces of evil before they can control and use their power and use a great destructive power to destroying many innocent worlds and planets in that process, to which they all process agree on that as well. On the actual 20th of October, Over Sister and Universal Magic Girl and the members of the Universal Magic Heroes were quietly all meditating within the magical temple, to where the Dark Energy Spa Ultimate Power was quietly kept, to where they were able to access an ancient history of discovering that Lord Ancestor, the previous Lord and ruler of the Shadow Empire, during its former ancient time before it roses to power and ascended to power and was still quietly building its reputation to the destructive path of its true capabilities, was trying to find an ancient dark energy spell ultimate power in order to using that power for destructive and very destructive goal, and for a very powerful destructive goal, and for an ancient goal that it was trying to conquer the known universe and the rest of sacred existence in the process. Through that end, Universal Magical exactly told Over Sister that with that type of power, now that being concealed in a pocket dimension, no force of evil would never try to obtain it, to which they all precisely agree on that as well. On the 19th of November, Over Sister was quietly present with the members of the World Heroes as they actually saved a rural village within the Sacred Great Nations from being destroyed and ravaged by the mysterious forces of the bandits who came from nowhere, who came from the middle of nowhere, and using they found ability of controlling earth and fire, wind and water, and by using the elemental powers and the abilities, magical powers and the abilities to fighting up against the inhabitants that reside from the sacred villages, to which the world heroes exactly drove off the bandits, and Universal and World and Over Sister exactly very sure the inhabitants that the villages will be saved no matter what, but the villagers will quietly able to tell the members of the world heroes that they won't be able to be there all the time, since the bandits will always keep showing up, and they'll always keep showing up in full strength and in full numbers, to which the other members of the world heroes that their resources are also quietly stretched too thin, that they must do everything in their power to make a positive difference by any means necessary as well. On the 8th of December, Over Sister exactly spoke to the members of the World Heroes within the central headquarters of the building of the great tallest tower within the entire cities, to where they were able to exactly have a discussion that liberating all these worlds and some of the other villages from saving them from being ravaged by bandits, some from evil Shadow Empire warlords, others from the dark magical druids, some from mysterious operatives that are seriously working for the most powerful ancient criminal elite organization, that their work has managed to get the attention from both sides, and the forces of evil are trying to use that attention for their own benefit in order to create fear and weaponizing it, so that every species and every race and every village and every clan nation will be afraid of them and about their power and about their might. To which the leader of the world heroes began to agree that the most powerful enemies are very, very highly dangerous, and that the leader of the world heroes discovered that it's time for them to exactly confront the most powerful politician and the most dangerous businessman known as Mr. X, since he's the one who's quietly a high-ranking member of an ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Founders. To where Over Sister quietly disagreed with the leader of the World Heroes, and so did the other members, that confronting him head-on in public in front of the entire world will be a big mistake, since Mr. X knows exactly how to play a dirty game against all the other members of all the superhero team and allies of the Universal Heroes and of the United Heroes. To where the leader quietly agreed on that as well. On the 19th of January, Over Sister exactly met up with the great magical fairies and with the great fairy hunters on the magical college itself, to where they entered the magical cave itself, where it had many giant crystals and all of that, and ancient powerful texts of paintings and histories and all of that around the entire cave itself, to which it explains the power of life and transforming and transmitting subconscious and greater subconscious vessel and greater in order to literally transmit and also transfer in order to actually send someone's subconscious into another body, to which Over Sister began to understand that this ritual and that this powerful demonstration was very, very ancient and was very quietly very imminent, as the magical fairies explained to Over Sister, and the other fairy hunters exactly told her that the original Lord of Magic did have a sinister plan and a very powerful plan, but they didn't know that this would be the plan, or this would be its greatest subjectivity ever of all as well. To which the ancient predecessors and the ancient progenitors also did the exact same thing, but one of them succeeded in doing that in order to transferring a part of the subconscious into another vessel of the body, which gaining the power of the vessel itself, and also transforming the abilities into the body, into the vessel itself, making taking their powers in the body that they quietly into the body, and the body, the vessel that they quietly have transformed, have literally they actually have literally transmitted the subconscious inside the vessel itself, combining the unique abilities and the destructive powers with the vessel itself, makes their powers and their abilities highly destructive and highly powerful as well. To which the fairies were able to tell over sister that it made them quietly closest to the Omega founders' unique Omega abilities and powers as well by doing this ritual, to which they were so close in power and highly related to the Omega founders themselves as well, to which over sister became highly in shock about that as well. On the 18th of February, our sister continued exactly remaining within the ancient cave, within the ancient crystal cave, trying to study the ancient ritual and the ancient text of all the rituals and all of its powers and all of its true destiny and its capabilities, to where she was trying to understand what is exactly about to happen with the body and with the vessel and with the subconscious being going to another vessel, and how it would actually grant them more power and more abilities to its true host by doing that as well. On the 19th of March, our sister exactly met up with the members of the World Heroes and exactly told them that she'll be going back inside the Sacred Magic Universe in order to do a bit of liberating work. Before that, she'll be returning, rather not exactly sooner than she expected, but she will return in order to make a positive difference and to anything else that they might actually need her help for. The other members of the World Heroes completely understand and exactly told her that her place within the World Hero team will always exactly remain the same, that she must never exactly keep herself, and that she must never exactly be shy to come back to the team, as her place has always been served and is always ready for her to take her true place. As she gave them all a hug and exactly told them that they're all a family to her and they'll always exactly stick together no matter what. On the 20th of April, our sister returned to the Sacred Magic Universe and saved it from the dark, mysterious witches who were completely wreaking havoc across the entire sacred forest, who were trying to obtain the power of the blue crystals for their own evil deeds, to where she was able to help them to where she was able to help the great light druids and the great light witches who were trying to drive off the destructive witches, to where she completely succeeded in helping them, and in return they exactly gave her the information and the knowledge about what the destructive witches were up to as well. On the actual day of the 28th of April, our sister exactly studied much more about the ancient texts and languages within the sacred magic school that is quietly meant for all wizards, witches, druids, faithful fairy witches and warlocks and all of other hybrid creatures of magical creatures and Phoenician hunters that can actually exactly study everything else and know about everything else, to where she was able to pay attention about everything else and about every detail as well. On the 18th of May, our sister exactly continued to furthering her studies and a greater intuition in magic in the sacred magic universe, to where the other headmistress had realized that she's rising to the occasion and she's completely succeeding where many others have quietly failed as well. On the 21st of June, our sister exactly completed her training class and her training program, and she told the other headmistress of the entire magical school that she has to go back to human society and help the world heroes achieving their soul activity and their mission as well in the process, to which they exactly told her that her place within the entire sacred magic school of the entire sacred magic dimension will always be there and it'll always remain the same, to which she gave them all a hug as well. On the actual 25th of July, our sister exactly returned to the World Heroes headquarters and exactly gave the members of the World Heroes a hug and exactly told them that she's back for good and that she's willing to help them completing their mission. And they gave in task to all the other members of the World Heroes, discovered that the most powerful, dangerous elite operatives are quietly still back in the streets and are quietly still wreaking havoc, and that it's time for them to remove them from the streets once and for all. To which our sister completely agreed in telling them that it's time for them to get back to work. On the 21st of August, the members of the World Heroes completely arrived on the alien jungle worlds and planets, to where they were able to vanquish the most deadliest super criminals and operatives who are working for the most ancient, deadly, shadowy criminal elite organization, to where they completely fell up against them and to where they completely won against the battle at a driven cost to where the most powerful destructive battle cruisers arrived on top of the planet's atmosphere and began destroying it and began wreaking havoc on a larger, greater period, to where our sister used her new light abilities and unique abilities of powers and of light magic to disintegrate the ship and destroying it in the process as well, to which the other members of the World Heroes exactly told her that the most destructive enemies are literally coming and are literally approaching. And with the chaos of the Shadow Empire that's been looming for over many years and many months now, it's still creating a lot of destruction and a lot of chaos throughout the entire known universe, not just within the sacred universe, and that it's spiraling out of control, and they must do something in order to contain the chaos before it affects the solar system, to where they all precisely agree on that as well. On the 18th of, on the actual 18th of September, on the actual 18th of September, Over Sister and the members of the World Heroes met up with the White Council within the sacred chambers and exactly told them that they are willing to make a positive difference, but to do so, they need their help and they need their parent assistance as well. As the White Council exactly told the members of the World Heroes, that is exactly what they'll do. But in return, they must also bring hope and inspiration throughout their great cities and civilization that have been overrun by bandits. To which Over Sister exactly told the members of the World Heroes and the members of the White Council that she may have a great idea in order how to do that as well. On the 20th of October, Over Sister explained to the members of the World Heroes on the White Council central headquarters, to where she was able to tell them the plan is quite as simple. It's for them to fighting one of the most deadliest creatures and robots and all of the others, but they need more resources and they need the great creatures and the supernatural creatures to help them fight back, to which they can exactly do so by giving them hope and great inspiration. And the leader of the World Heroes precisely agreed with Over Sister that they know exactly how to change the tide of the battle for the greater good and not for the greater evil, to which can work for both ways by giving inspiration to the inhabitants of the sacred universe and the inhabitants of the sacred society to fight back against the most powerful, deadliest enemies and the deadliest obstacles and the deadliest opponents that are trying to upset the delicate balance, to where Over Sister exactly told the leader of the World Hero that this idea will work and it might bring great hope and great inspiration towards sacred society and towards the sacred great nations itself, to which he can exactly overpower the forces of evil and the deep connection towards sacred society and towards humanity as well in the process. And then other members of the World Heroes precisely agreed, and it's time for them to put their plan into action. Despite this, guys, Over Sister is highly ambitious, also very quietly driven by her true desire in protecting and serving humanity for the greater good, and also she believes in the World Heroes mission and the obligation. She views every member of the World Heroes as brothers and sisters, and she's willing to protect them and she's willing to work with them as well, and she views her other allies as brothers and sisters as well as all the other inhabitants as well. She believes that they are all highly connected and she's willing to do whatever it takes to protect them. She's very skilled with the power of teleportation, opening portals, interdimensional traveling, the power of convergence, the power of creating powerful magical rituals and giving life to dead planets and to dead worlds as well, and the power of mind reading, telepathic communication, the power of synchronizing energy with dark magic, and the power of utilizing dark magic and of negative magic, which is dark magic and the dark gods, or which is negative magic and the dark arts as well, which she can also utilize as well, and the power of light magic and shadow energy, and the power of using fire, water, earth, and also fire, water, earth, and metal, fire, water, earth, and metal, and elemental powers, to which she can also utilize as well. She's very quietly crafty with her powers and her abilities, and she has mysterious hidden abilities that are quietly hidden, and she also has been studying ancient, powerful, dark, sinister forces of evil, such as the legendary King of Darkness, to which she believes is quietly still highly actively alive, and he's quietly still roaming within the ancient, shadowy criminal organization that is still highly operating within the shadows as well. Her greatest nemesis and enemies is Witchcaster, the Power Sisters, the Mind Sisters, the Dark Sisters, who are very own sisters in blood as well. Despite that, she's willing to try to change in her ways, and in doing so and being part of the World Heroes, she always frequently clashes with the organization and with the leaders and members of the organization, known as the members of the Order of Power, who are greatly founded and led by Lord Jet, who is the new Lord of Magic as well, to which she always clashes and frequently clashes with the Dark Sisters, who are her sisters, who are after all her sisters, after all, within the organization and within the ancient secret society as well. And she's willing to disrupting and foiling their plans in the process. She's very highly committed, highly kind, 12ly, levelly intellect, highly observant, very keen, very skillful in combat, magic, also very skillful with the power of super speed, super agility, greater power of immortality and long gravity, very skillful in mind reading, telepathic reading, the power of levitation, and the power of using technology and also creating greater weapons. And she's very quietly good in maintaining her individual bases, such as her central headquarters, which is the World Heroes, which is the World Heroes tallest building and tower within humanity's city walls, since it's after all the essential headquarters and the base of operation. She's an excellent student and an excellent protege trained by Cassandra Light, who is the most powerful Light Sister Witch, very brave and very honorable and very quietly good in combat and also very quietly good in reading people and seeing lives from a very quietly far distance. She's very quietly good in reading into fantasy and into reality, despite the illusions that the most powerful adversaries can cast upon her during battle and during greater dark magical battles and wars against the destructive druids, witches, faithful, evil warlocks, evil wizards, and evil fairy witches, evil fairy witches, evil fairy witches, and evil fairy witches, and evil fairy hunters, and evil witch hunters, and evil creatures, monsters, and beings. She can tell the difference between them being evil and some being quietly good and some being quietly trapped between the two, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to protecting humanity and the solar system and the entire sacred magic universe from the destructive forces of evil. She is quietly good in understanding ancient languages and different languages as well, as she can speak to many different languages of many powerful ancient species, races, and inhuman languages due to her studying ancient texts and ancient laws about the golden law and about the golden law's languages. The golden universe has its own language, as such as the sacred universe and all of its ancient creatures and beings. They all have their ancient languages. They're very quietly good. She's very quiet and optimistic, highly charismatic, very resourceful, very influential, kind, and very quietly loving, but still highly observant and key-minded, and also very quietly good. She is the pillar of light with the members of the World Heroes, as they are all a family of superheroes, and they all understand each other clearly, and they're trying to make a positive impact throughout humanity. They know that their biggest and most troubling enemy is Mr. X and the ancient secret society group of supervillains known as the Founders and the Order of the Five, who are the most deadliest and most powerful organization that the members of the Universal Heroes and the members of the United Heroes and the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition have been fighting and clashing over for years and months and for decades as well. Due to this, she was able to gain an experience and able to gain greater expertise and gain greater knowledge about her enemies and about her greater adversaries as well, learning not to underestimate them and learning not to repeat the same mistakes in coming with new battle tactics, battle strategies, and in teaching the members of the World Heroes that it is always best to try something new rather than to repeat the old ways, but it's always quite good to learning from the old ways and trying the new ways by combining them all together in order to come in with a very quietly good very powerful strategical strategy that can overpower the enemy's forces. She knows that her enemies and her adversaries always have powerful mercenaries and assassins, armies, battle cruisers, and battleships due to her learning their histories and their powerful armies and armadas and nations that they all control. Highly optimistic, highly observant, trusts her gut, trusts her instinct, trusts her intuition, very resourceful, kind, brave, loyal, determined, highly persistent, also highly good, and very quietly worthy, and very quietly loyal to the members of the World Heroes and the allies of the Universal Heroes and the members of the United Heroes and of the Four Nation Hunters of the Intergalactic Coalition. She completely listens to their advices, and she also quietly completely advises every member to do the right thing, as they also try to advise her to do the right thing. And she's very quietly close with Cassandra Light, as together they are after all sisters, and they come from the same bloodline of the Dark Sisters, who are the most powerful dark witches and ancient witches, to which I told you about on the previous episode, to which you'll find it there. She's very, very, very loyal and very, very highly abdomen, good in ancient texts, learning the power of dark magic and the power of light magic, trying to find a way to harness it in a good way, not in a very bad way. Well, that's it for today's episode, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Enjoy yourself and have a blessed day and a great, great, great week. And take care of yourself as well. I appreciate your support. Keep telling your friends and family to subscribe to Bill Yo's channel in YouTube and also in TikTok as well. Appreciate you, all of you guys. Take care and enjoy your day, and love you all. Let me go upload this episode and get it done right away in both sides and in all sides as well. Love you, appreciate you. Enjoy your day. Dress warm and dress safe. See you tomorrow on Wednesday. Today's episode is over sister, superhero, and a member of the World Heroes. That's it, and yeah. Bye. Bye.